To be honest with you, a machine, a plant, is the only thing that can give you jobs in 3 different shifts. 8 hours times 3 a day. That is what I call 24-hour economy.
Let me welcome you to today's episode of Wahala of the Day. And then Wahala of the Day, heat. This is Kwesi Vibe Studios. You like, you subscribe, and you share. Since you manifesto and now the decision for Ghanaians to make just a clear. So be making a decision. Now, John Dramani Muhammad and Nasima Betuja, yetie. Dr. Mahmoud Bamiya de ne dia betuja yetie. Afenso Cheddar, who is Nana Kwame Bediako, so de ne dia betuja yetie. And I'm telling you, say me tie say me and say na wie no manifesto ni na wie no. I'm telling you, I'm going for Cheddar. I'm going for Nana Kwame Bediako. So far, the wetima aka manifesto. E de ne sma ba bonten sebe mpredua say taas mu. Nana Kwame Bediako. Some penny for me, no, I John Dramani Muhammad and Dr. Mahmoud Bamiya. Or manifest number 2, Jenny, bien where shame crying, a bien where I can't come. But when I listen to Cheddar, the manifesto not the better pointing, which means a hit, a job boom. Now, are the 12 pillars of economic freedom and a better for Ghana. And with your manifesto not the bar pointing now, Utimus and some no can, and what she a task move about womb. Now let's move on to 12 pillars of economic freedom for Ghana. The first pillar is run a government of only 12 ministers. Also, Betna Akunyano so run a government of only 12 ministers. Now let's look at MPP government and NDC government. Obia running more than 100 ministers on that payroll. So Obia not less than maybe 6,000 a bro. But also Oba run a government of only 12 ministers. 12 ministers because in here ministers baby and son of man into also running a government of only 12 ministers. Now let's go to economic freedom, the pillar number 2. I see he will raise $50 billion by monetizing Ghanaian citizenship. People will invest in return for Ghana passport. Answer now bit me as Edwin says who be from on the Sabine say or a Ghana Nino on I was so invested and said when ya. Just a Ghana business toss mu bebre. I said that me msema and I say kebium say me I'm going for Cheddar. Now we have to team up. You should team up after reading all the pillars no can want some read it chama. The youth now we have to team up and bring John Dramani Muhammad and Dr. Mahmoud Bamiya down and lift up this man because a yet Cheddar Nana Kwame Bediako no over vision. Now the pillar number 3, print our own monies. Have a borderless continent for trade and investment and unify Africa as one. Yet to my yes, you print your money, you print your currency. Our bontain their brain. How is that possible? I didn't know say yes, sir. And or say so no bar. He will stop that and we will print our own money in our own country. And we have a borderless continent for trade and investment. Once the papa we know, they be am account. Now let's move on to the 4th one. Change Senate into National Insurance Fund. Contributors can go for their monies at any time. Also, be changes Senate into NIF, which is National Insurance Fund. I had to say the core company be no insurance. Some towards me any time it's me kwaji usikano. Or be changes Senate into National Insurance Fund. As a what chill now man be you can go there now. If you could deal with a wako pension and you know some kwaji usika. No, you can go there and they will fund you your money. And you can continue to pay. Me say this man on. Me feeling the manifesto self no it the be wa. Now let's move on to pillar number 5. He will create a national sovereign wealth fund to replace IMF. No more borrowing. Since there be a sorry IMF, a care what that will cry, bro the audio. And when he comes, he will create a way a bit more create your own wealth fund. A bit my reserve and my a bit more fiscal without going to IMF. Now let's move on to pillar number 6. Construct Ghana's first water transportation and 8,000 kilometers of a railway line across the country. Water transportation. Say other regions in Benyan so name yenka say other region be so be ninsu obey water transportation and 8,000 kilometers railway. Then people mo cast one baby yen who de yen is cannot shim ejraye. Now Cheddar is bringing a new vision which will help improve the standard of living while mining. Let's move on to pillar number 7. Build a food and gold reserve to serve Ghana for the next 100 years. John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Mount Bamia, when the year manifesto to me can so fine, send me a market, wait my kebi, I'm an out moo. Ye hear food reserve, now saying about one thing said Ghana, I was say a crate Jennifer with Chiba because one should be no food shortage, our Ghana has said. After you be saying your gold reserve, your gold near one, your bed reserve, which will become an income for us. See here, Bia. Pillar number 8. Make Ghana a tech hub, build a nuclear power plant, and construct a renewable energy infrastructure. So we quite approach baby where developer a sun in the moment develop technology, nuclear power plant, money renewable energy infrastructure. So renewable energy you can beat me aje. Now if you me their supply to other African countries, say benya income free. If you want to develop, you cannot develop with that technology. But Dr. Mount Bamia, a vice president, you knew many be. After you a John Dramani Mahama there, no one was able to develop the technology sector in this country. And now William Cheddar is a man of vision. And into he's bringing or he's going to invest in a technology hub. After you now building nuclear power plant and renewable energy resources and infrastructure. It means a Ghana and if we give this man a chance. Now let's move on to plan number 9. Change the curriculum by leveraging on skills that turn students into entrepreneurs and not job seekers. Sa point when yemi de champ points ni na ni that's our plan number 9 no. And then yemi de chain ni na. And the curriculum yes you be ko school science akoyi maths physics obe wie ase no na wonye adwuma nye. Because I didn't know akosua without say abai efene adwuma otimi fa nya hwe. Now he's going to change the curriculum a bit. Students, the obesua and at least you can use it in the entrepreneurship sector. How much be entrepreneurs and not job seekers. Now let's move on to pillar number 10. All our mineral resources put on a blockchain to prevent galamsey. Say your mineral resources here where your gold, your diamond, your bauxite, not but to blockchain so. Send a bear to be difficult for people to involve themselves in illegal galamsey or illegal activities to get access to these minerals. Pillar number 11. Build a national Web3 platform and migrate all statutory and national data to a blockchain platform to curb corruption. Sa de we obeye no ye data nsensem ni na o mani sikasem ehun data ne hu no mani na no obe make sure say betima store sa data no onto a very one platform obi abenya access to sa platform na ebe den so betimi corrupt on mine because the we ni na obi ani wom obi ani sem which is the national Web3 platform obi ani wom since we corruption ne sa so mwene na wa ujejeje. Now let's move on to the last pillar. Build Hollywood studios, help artists own their catalogs, musicians earning reasonable royalties and owning the distribution and recording platforms. And to win for the art industry, which is the music industry, or more say they will be able to own their own catalog, their own properties, or me are producing art, which is the music and the movie and the rest, they will own it and they will earn something from it. It is a wash out 12 pillars now. Every sector, education, technology, art, everything be beer won't be some sector pillars 12 pillars no can was now. Every sector included. And who compared this manifesto to Mahama there to Dr. Mamdu Baumia there, Utimu say Cheddar there no, it's very, 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 very nice. Such as Utimu say be beer wom. Everything is clear. Everything is clear. Said the Cheddar cano. That's how. So our run a government of only 12 ministers, or raising 50 billion, or printing out our own monies in this country, changing Senate into national insurance. Senate in Kwatoda could be as a Kwaboko Kano sick and I say 119 because of yet mean store data yentin, near sick as a 919. And the one require changing the curriculum by leveraging skills that will turn students into entrepreneurs and not job seekers. And no be a real squad. Just say a human or point or not mean starting your own business. But since you can't buy mining, must say it me change a curriculum and it me suity. Emma students need to be by entrepreneurs. Me say Cheddar on the manifesto it the be. Wow, what do you compare manifesto be? And you know, this man, he has the vision of Kwame Nkrumah. I'm telling you, he has the vision of Kwame Nkrumah. So I think that you should stand up and give this man a chance. Or
for logistics. The railway network is part of our vision. Our vision is to develop a comprehensive railway network exceeding 8,000 kilometers. That is 1.5 million tons of steel. It will be very difficult to import this from outside. That's why we have our eyes on the iron ore in the Industrial Revolution, and some is in the eastern and some are other parts of Ghana. We will be able to manufacture our own steel and create that 8,000 kilometer railway track that will cost us billions of dollars if we had to give it out on contract, and connect and build the eastern corridor, the western corridor, and guess what? The gist of this vision is to also drive the railways to the three borders that faces Ghana. The one in Togo, the one in Burkina Faso, and the one to Ivory Coast. When it gets to the edge, we stop. That is us creating new transportation and logistical path and not remain on the colonial roads that was built for us. Now we're making our own paths to distribute our own goods. But when it gets to the border, the government of that country is responsible to continue. This is going to give us a railway and a speedway around West Africa. Once every country continues from there. Well, I'd like to tell you something. It's likely when we get to the border, Ghanaians will be contracted to continue the railways. Because guess what? We will have the steel, we will have the skills. Just like what the English did to Europe. Once you have the skills, once you have the funds, and once you have the reserves, and you have industrial power, you're in control. And so, this is our plan for Pillar 2. And as you can see, the water connectivity is important and the railway connectivity is coming to that. Now, the moon needs the sun to shine, yes. But, to be honest with you, a machine, a plant, is the only thing that can give you jobs in 3 different shifts. 8 hours times 3 a day. That is what I call 24-hour economy. You need industrialization. Who sells Gary for 24 hours in Makola? The women in Kejetia and Kantamanto cannot work for 24 hours. It would take a factory. It would take a plant, a production line to give 3 shifts a day. No industrialization, no 24-hour economy. I have brought you your economic freedom. With all this potential, how do we connect our regions and transport the supplies on the industrial scale? That takes you to Pillar 2. We've just finished with Pillar 1. I can hear you.
When is a match that I did a 2 ja Brown or launching a 12 pillars of economic growth, which is the same as in manifesto or Pesa Ghana 40. It's me advice in here. The youth should ignore MPP, the youth should ignore NDC and give this man a chance. We should team John Mani Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bamia down, and we should give this man a chance, and he's going to change Ghana. He's going to change Africa. This is Quest 5 Studios While of the Day. Please like, subscribe, and share.